back to another live session on The Real Talk. This event is going to be twice in a week. That's Monday and Thursday at 9:15 in the evening. I, Anuradha Shri, a corporate communication coach, entrepreneur, and author of my book, Easy English, is going to be hosting the conversation today. This forum is initiated to transform education by sharing ideas for change. We are committed to facilitate learning, teaching, and sharing wonderful ideas and mixed practices with the world. The Real Talk show is also to bring educational leaders from around the globe. As I promised, I'm back again today with another amazing guest speaker. She is Ashley Ashokan. So before we invite her, let's know something about her experience, achievements, and mission. Ashley Ashokan, she's an online spoken English coach, director of Improvise 360. Her core value is assist students throughout, even after the course is completed, and keep adding value to them. Her mission, she helps freshers pass job interviews through job interview training and help them speak English fluently from their first day itself in the workplace. Isn't it wonderful? And her vision is create confidence in every freshers she meets and guides them to get employed. So why is she unique? Because her classes are extremely customized to the students' needs. She focuses more on speaking modules and less when it comes to grammar. And she shares real life situations, dialogue practice, and role play. And that's what she makes her students to speak in the very first day. And a success story is students start speaking with confidence within a period of 1 month training. And most of the students are those trying to get a job abroad. And after her interview sessions and mock interviews, students got through the interviews quite easily. So now it's time to invite Ashley.
Well, hello.
Welcome, Ashley.
Yeah, hi, good evening. That was some intro. Thank you for inviting me here as a guest. I just hope I can answer all of your questions properly. I appreciate you appreciating me.
No, I'm not going to ask you a very tough question. It's a very simple based on your reality. Okay. Ashley, and the first very question is like from educational counselor, you turned to be a spoken English coach.
Exactly.
What made you to do so?
Well, I was an education counselor and I kept on dealing with students. So these students are those who apply for, overseas education, maybe PR also. So they go through the entire process and they pass through all the exams and all that. But when it comes to the last stage, you apply for example, you're applying for a course in Canada or in UK. Now the last step is the speaking session. Right, it is the interview session. So till there, the students are fine. It's all brilliant students, great knowledge, all of it. But when it comes to speaking, they kind of fail. So it was kind of, in the end, it was kind of disappointing. So I thought, okay, I do gel along with these people. So why not, help them speak in English properly? Maybe go from counseling to a coach, transform lives, motivate them. So that kind of switched.
Great, that's really nice. So when did you start this career as a coach?
As a coach, it was 3 years back. Now, as an institute, it was 5 years back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So could you please tell us something about your institute, Improvise 360, which I could see on your banner?
Yeah, okay. This is located in Cochin in Kerala, and we have been running for around 5 years now. So our special courses are digital marketing, spoken English, and IELTS.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we are more into online courses, or more into online IELTS and online spoken English and digital marketing.
Well, Ashley, I just want to know that. So you say that you found people unable to crack interviews, and though you were doing an education counseling, wherein you felt that they need a communication skills to be improved.
Yeah.
So what do you think that what is fearing them to speak in English? So have you come across a very common challenges in most of students they are facing here?
Okay, so you see, the most common challenge is they know how to write, they know how to read, they have a lot of knowledge. But the problem is they have this fear of, am I going to be a laughing stock? Am I going to be mocked about? Are people going to make fun of me? Am I going to make a mistake? So the thing is, they want to be perfect and then they want to start speaking in English. Now that is going to take like what, maybe 3, 6, maybe 1 year, not 3 months or 6 months, maybe 1 year. If you want to speak, perfectly, it's going to be 1 year. So that is one. They keep on postponing it. Okay, I'll do it later. I'll do it later is one thing. And the biggest one is they know the language, but then they are scared. Am I going to be a laughing stock? So that's one.
There's only one common challenge you face across.
Yeah, one is that, and then they are not even. It's kind of like a hesitance. They are hesitant to open up.
Have you found the reason why are they hesitant to open up? One is they feel about the criticism of others.
One is criticism, yeah, and another thing that I've noticed is like some of them, they are shy to open up. Some of them even have ego. They don't say, it's difficult to surrender. When you have ego, you cannot surrender and say, hey, you know what, I'm wrong. So that's another thing. I didn't want to say it, but since you asked, that's another common reason. So
how do you help? Could you repeat? Sorry.
So I was just saying, like, it's hesitance, it's fear, and it's also this ego that might burst out.
Okay. So how do you help them to overcome these challenges?
Okay, that's a question. It's like I sit with them personally in the beginning. So most of them are shy. So I tell them, you get used to me, talk to me, get used to me. So, and then they keep on practicing and their confidence level go up. Now, it's not enough, just talking to me alone is not enough. So then what I do is you can jump onto group classes. So from individual classes, they'll get some confidence talking with me. And after that, they switch to group classes. Now in group classes, what happens is it's just like how you talk in public. You talk in front of a group. So it's usually real life situations, dialogue practices, and role play and all of that. So you're actually speaking English. You're not learning English. You're not learning grammar, nothing of that sort. You just start speaking from day one, whether in group class or in personal class.
So in the day one, probably they may not have the knowledge about the formation of sentences, or probably they may not have the vocabs. I mean to say the words what is supposed to be used. So how do you help them to fix this issue?
Okay, so one is, we have this session called 1 minute speaking session. We do it daily. We do it on a daily basis. Now in that session, what I do is like, I ask them to choose any topic you like and you can talk about it. So when you do that daily, you get a few words. Reading is fine. You do get a lot of words, but then you have been doing it in school and college and all of that, but that's not enough. So what I do is like, I tell them, you choose anything you want, any topic at all. I really don't mind, but start talking after maybe 5 minutes of preparation, and you can talk at least for 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay. In case now, imagine he or she may not know all the words, or they may find it a little bit difficult to frame sentences. That's what they think about. You're saying it's going to be a group session or one-to-one?
Depends, if the students are seriously weak, if they're seriously shy, I go for personal in the beginning. But after 1 month, I will push them for group class, because that works best and that's the best way to speak. If you want to speak, you have to start speaking. If you want to write an essay, you have to start practicing, writing. You can learn a lot of difficult words and all that. But for speaking, you have to speak. There's no other go.
I know. Any language is learned by speaking only.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it? So what is a unique way of teaching them?
Well, here it's kind of like a mix, I see to it students don't go to sleep. We have role play, we have got group discussions, and just before you ask, what do you do when students, they cannot speak at all? So what I do is I tell them, you can go for translation. So maybe if it's a group of 10 people, I tell all of them, start speaking in your language. You speak, supposing there is A, B, C. So A will start speaking in Malayalam, and then I'll be like, or whatever language, whatever is your mother tongue. And B will translate it into English. So that also happens, at least alternative days, and that becomes an exercise. So then they'll get to know what the structure is. because your mother tongue structure is different, your English structure is totally different. Translation is fine, it actually works, but you have to know what the translation structure is. I mean, for English, it is subject, verb, object.
True.
Yeah, so you just have to you just have to register that in your head, and things will be fine. You cannot blindly translate from your language, because that would seriously make no sense.
So you mean to say you don't push grammar hard over there? You just
No,
keep.
not hard, because trust me, most of them know it, and most of my students are BTech and BCom, so of course they know grammar. If I tell them to write, they'll write a whole page. It's the same student. It's the same student who's not speaking. So it's not lack of knowledge. It's just lack of practice. You just have to practice speaking. If you want to speak, you have to speak and speak and speak. That's the only goal.
So you are giving them a platform, a kind of exposure to speak.
Yes.
So when you say the real time situation, real situations, where do you think people really fall down? I mean, they don't get the words to speak really exactly. The real situations, you mean to say as per their choice, or do you have your choice? For example, if it's in my class, I tell them, okay, imagine you are going for a shopping mall. Imagine you're going for a local market. So the terms of the English is so different. Speaking English in a mall and speaking English in a market is too different.
Yeah, totally different.
So here people always mix up the words.
They do.
So how do you handle this?
Well, here too, what I say is, for example, I tell my students, okay, imagine you're in a bank and let's start, discussing common questions and common dialogues that you use in bank. So again, I ask them, start in Malayalam, because I teach in Malayalam and English. You are, I think, Tamil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tell them, okay, you start speaking in Malayalam and let's start translating it.
Mm-hmm.
So they tell a question, or they tell something, some dialogue in Malayalam, and then I ask the next person to translate it.
Okay.
And then that keeps on circulating. If there are 10 people, I see to it, all of them participate, all of them talk in their language, also translate it.
Okay. And what's your batch size, Ashley, here?
Batch. Okay, batch is like 10 to 20.
So it's me. I mean, are you taking it offline or online? Sorry.
Oh, right now it's completely online.
Online. Okay.
It's all via Google Meet. Okay. That's another advantage, to be frank, because there are some students who are very shy, extremely shy. So what I say is, fine, since this is your first week, you can turn your camera off. That works. That seriously works, because they're not looking at my face. So I tell them, okay, fine, you turn your camera off, maybe for a week, and let's start speaking. And once you're confident, we can turn the camera on and we can talk in a group, all of us. And they do this, they turn the camera off. It's like words come out. They turn the camera on. They're all seriously shy and stuck and scared and all of those words.
Yeah, a little bit conscious. They're
conscious. They're conscious.
Girls
are worried about their hair, their makeup, the lipstick, everything. They're conscious about every single thing. That's what girls are conscious, seriously conscious.
And what about boys? Boys are
like this, they're scratching, they're and all that stuff. But but they get used to it.
Yeah, I think on the whole, as per my experience, I would feel that people are more concerned about people's criticism or people's judgment, what he will think, what she will think, what they will think. Yeah. That is what I find in my teaching process. I always tell them, don't think about anybody, because nobody has time to think about anyone. They all are their own ways.
When you have that thought in your head, it is difficult.
This is what
conscious, you cannot speak at all.
Yes.
And one student, what I said is, since you're very shy, let's do this. Imagine all of these 10 students sitting here in this group. They're all babies. They don't know anything at all. Imagine that, and then start speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another girl, she couldn't look at my face. I was like, fine, don't look at my face. Look over there, maybe on my eyebrow or on my hair, and then start speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. People are scared to look at your eye and start speaking also. So I tell them, fine, forget about my eyes. Start looking at my eyebrows.
So looking at you also is the problem.
Yeah. That's why I say, you can turn the camera off. I really don't mind. But after 1 week, I start pushing them.
Okay.
Because there's no, it would be seriously useless if you don't turn your camera on and start speaking. Because turning your camera off and speaking to me alone is not going to be useful.
Okay. So in the class, you never use the regional languages.
Once in a while we do, because there are some words, they ask what is the meaning of this word and how do you translate and how do you ask this question. So that comes in the regional language, of course it comes in, because otherwise people would be blank, I guess. Language has to come in.
I think sometimes we need to have this kind of translation. It makes them comfortable. Trust me.
Exactly. There
Yeah.
is level 0, level 1, level 2. Now for level 1 and all, you have to give them confidence like this. First you ask them, do one thing, you talk in your regional language, and then we can translate it together. Now when I say the word together, they're like, okay, fine. Let's do it together. So for people who are below level 2, you have to translate, because you cannot start from the air. You have to.
So who are your target audience actually?
Okay, so usually it's freshers, those who just finished their UG courses. Okay, this batch is more of boys, and they're going to UAE. They're searching for a job in UAE. So that's more of it. Basically, job-seeking candidates.
Because your profile says that you also you give them a mock interview. Like the mock interview, how is it? I mean, is it only you connect, or you have a staff who connect all this? How is it?
No, I do it. It's like I act as if I'm an employer, and then I ask them questions, and then I tell them how you're supposed to answer it. Now, this I cannot do it in a group class, because each and every person, they have a different dream, they have a different goal, ambition, and all that. So that is a personal one-to-one session, mock interview session.
So mock interview is a separate course?
No, it is added along with the course. It is added along with the same course.
Okay, so you mean to say when you say spoken English, so there's interview skills are being added.
Interview skills are there in the course, yeah.
So which level? I mean, do you have any business model for this? How is it, or you are just
we have two models. We have two models. The basic level is what I was discussing with you. It is basically how you talk.
Okay.
And then you have this interview skills training. Now the second level is completely into business English.
Okay.
Yeah, business English is like how you talk, maybe if you're an employer, how you talk to your employees and how you grant permissions or deny permissions in a subtle way, all that, how you write an email formally and all that. So that is level 2. I've got level 1 and 2 currently. So level 2 is completely into business English.
So what's the duration of level 1?
Level 1 is around 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ultimately they have a good knowledge about the grammar, formation of sentences, and I think
they cover every single thing in these 2 to 3 months.
Within a span of a month, I think they gain confidence by your practice.
They do. Right? Yeah. Just 1 month is enough. Just 1 month is enough. But like I said, students are scared, So I tell them, fine, it's okay. You come for 2 months, you come for 3 months, no problem. But you don't need that. You can actually finish teaching English in 1 month.
Okay. So
the rest of the 2 months is building their confidence. It's more of building their confidence than teaching English.
Yeah, that is what I feel like. Even I am being a trainer for those English sectors, or spoken English, or whatever the communication skills. I feel that if they have a very clear mindset what they want, and if they are very clear in their communication, probably I think it's very easy to achieve their goals and be success.
Yeah, mindset is important. It's
when you say now, you said 3 months, right? People may think, oh my God, am I into this? Should I go for 3 months? What do you think of the title called spoken English? Are people comfortable with this word, spoken English? As you said,
you can't keep on changing it. You can give soft skill training, you can give business English, business skills. You can keep changing.
I feel, I rather saying it's a life skill. Communication skill is a life skill, what I feel.
It is.
No matter whichever language you speak, especially now it's coming up to English. Obviously, we're focusing more on English now. Unless you have a clear communication, I don't think you can speak well.
Yeah, you need communication for every single thing. It's not just a job, Even regional language, you need to know how to speak.
Yeah, see, people generally come, ma'am, I want second level, I want third level. I really wonder what is second level, what is third level now. So their mind is fixed. First level is they have their
You've got
own
three
syllabus.
levels.
How about how about
You've
your
got
kids?
3 levels, huh?
They also said, ma'am, I want advanced level, I want intermediate level, I have basic level. So I need to think, what is that basic level? Because I don't have any kind of structure like this. So when you speak, because I handle corporate employees, I
Mhm.
never, the spoken English sometimes people find difficult to accept. What do you say about this?
You mean spoken English, they find it difficult.
Title, yeah.
The title.
The title spoken English, people think that,
That's a psychology, because
especially, yeah, especially who has done this like quite qualified. Let's take a graduate
that's
or
where the ego bursts in, like I said.
I cannot use the word. It's
It
quite
does. It just bursts
experienced.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, a work experience. But no, oh, you don't know English. It's not about the matter of English. For example, even we are from English medium. Sometimes we also have some problem in
We do, we
presentations.
do.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
it's
always room
accepted.
for improvement. When there is only a room for improvement and it's not a room for learning, don't go for spoken English. You can use some other words. Because there is a thing called EGO. So,
So take out that E and let it go.
I mean, there are a lot of businessmen and businesswomen also. They also need the language, but then they're like, should I go for it? Or if I post a review in public, won't people see this? Won't they make fun of me? So, ego is also a thing. It is seriously a thing.
So this thing, to my knowledge, I feel that this inferiority complex comes only in English. Why is it?
Yeah, it comes only in English.
Suppose, yeah, suppose
If
now
I say I don't know French, I don't feel ashamed of it.
don't feel happy,
I
So
don't know why it is like that. See, people have this false assumption that if you know English, you're a huge deal. But there are a lot of people who know how to speak in English, but then their knowledge is maybe level 0. So both are important, but people don't understand it. It's not just how you know how to speak. It's also what you have in your head. But then people have this assumption, it's already built in their head. If you don't know English, it's a shame. But if you don't know Tamil, if you don't know Malayalam, if you don't know French, it's not a problem. It's not your prestige issue. But if you don't know English, you're done. That is a concept, and I seriously don't know why.
that is what even I feel it, because English is also it's a tool for communicating. But
Yes.
I don't know why people feel that, okay, you don't know English, they feel so low. Their
Yeah.
self-esteem go low, their confidence go low. I don't feel it has to happen like that. So
There
English is
are there
also
are
a
females
language.
who come to me and they're like, I'm so ashamed, I don't know English. So I say there is nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, it's just a language.
It's a
So
tool to communicate. I feel that's it. And so, what advice would you like to give today for students?
for
Because
students,
as the target audience are students, what would you like to say them? How do you want them to come forward?
okay.
Or they need to come
Well,
and remove the
I
shyness.
okay. Well, basically, I would just say, break it into 3 steps, right? The first step is you build your mindset. Maybe it's going to take time. Maybe it's going to take, 3 months or max 6 months, but you keep practicing. You will start speaking. There are a few students who try for 1 month and then they're like, ma'am, I cannot speak. Okay, I'm dropping. Don't do that. It will take time. I mean, you learned your regional language through many years. So you build your mindset, don't give up, just keep practicing.
Mm.
You will get there. And the second thing is, try practicing, try asking questions. If you ask a lot of questions, your language is almost fine. You can ask questions in a casual way, in a formal way, always possible. And the third one is learn how to answer questions also in all different ways. When you go to a shop, when you go to a bank, that is like formal and casual, all these environments. Because basically, if you know how to question, if you know how to answer, and if your mindset is fine, now mindset, get that fear off, get it off from your head, and just start speaking. Because you literally have no other choice. So this is what students I want to say to you: start speaking from from today, from the day one. You've got no other
Yeah,
choice. And it's not difficult. It's not rocket science, let me tell you. It is not difficult.
true.
It is an easy language. I mean, you already know how to read, you already know how to write. You have already passed the difficult stuff, right? The most difficult part is writing and reading. If you know that, speaking is kind of like a piece of cake.
Yeah, and moreover, I would advise if they don't, even if they don't find difficult to speak, like nowadays all the social medias, they keep posting, at least they can add some comment rather than
Yeah.
saying nice, awesome, good. Some people just press like button or that. Rather than doing that, if you want to improve, you need to come one step ahead and do something which you're not done anytime before. So you
Yeah.
can feel how is it. See, nobody's going to take it. I mean, I have a student, I tell them if you go through Facebook or Instagram, give some nice comment. This is a really interesting story, or you're very inspiring.
Yeah,
Something
you can
like
appreciate people, and like that, you can
that.
learn a lot of words.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
find difficult, ma'am, if my spellings are, if I do any spelling mistakes or if I do any grammar information of sentences, people laugh at me. Who's going to check your profile there?
Yeah, that's what. This is the
The
problem.
best way is,
People are
yeah,
going to laugh at me. That's another thing. They're all scared of.
very simple. The best way is, like, if you want to do your self practice, get into these kind of social medias, see the postings, and post some comment over that. Rather saying nice, good, one word, make it
Yeah.
as a small, some 8 words, a sentence which comes with 8 words, and make some sentences, no matter whether it's right or wrong.
Exactly.
Take one step, come forward and do it.
Just one step is enough. One step is
Yeah.
a huge step.
Yeah, and and please do not expect results. Enjoy your process of learning.
It's going to take time. It's going to
It
take
takes
time.
time.
At least 1 month you stick on to it, and then you forget about the result. 1 month you practice. After that, stop thinking about, am I wrong? Am I right? Just keep
Yes,
talking, because then you will be fine.
because
You,
that's
you,
it.
you get that fear out of your head. Am I going to be a laughing stock? You get it out of your head. Let me tell you, magic is going to happen. You will learn the language.
Yeah, nobody's going to
And
laugh.
like I said to one student,
Uh-huh.
she was like seriously, scared of how to talk in public. So I said, one thing, imagine they're all babies. They don't know a thing. And then you start talking. So that's another way to go.
I think we have also overcome many obstacles or challenges in our life. It's
Oh,
not that
please tell me
easy.
about it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's not easy to do this.
No.
You need to do something which you're not done ever. That's what I would say that. And I'm sure initially you may find the baby steps very difficult, but trust me, one day when you turn back and say, wow, that was a really nice step, I'll take it.
It's a good feeling, right?
Yeah, never ever regret even if you fail, but try to fail soon and come.
I know. Don't waste your whole life into it.
Yeah, getting scared. Yeah, I was also one of the victim of it. Like I used to get scared, think a lot before stepping ahead. But now I thought, okay, let me try doing it anyway. I'll fall. It's okay.
Yeah, but what is the worst that can happen, right? What is the worst that can happen? So you
Because
have.
I have a similar student, like she's totally a housewife. I'll just make it short. 30 seconds. I mean, it's almost now 6 months. I really don't want to train her, in fact, because I train only corporate employees. Due to some request, she
You have
asked
to
me
take her in.
to take a class. But trust me, she's only on one-to-one session. Today
For
she's
6 months.
zero. Yeah, she's zero. She was zero in English. Trust me, she doesn't know spelling of A and D.
Jesus.
And today she's able to read the scrolling. She's able to read newspapers. She's able to read magazines. But she can also speak. I know that, but she doesn't have a right opportunity. But in the class, you trust me or not, she gives amazing example. Though she is a 10th pass, she does examples like this.
So those are the mental blocks, right?
I mean, she had it.
Prestige issues, ego issues.
The very first day she asked me, I'm a 10th pass out. Will I be able to learn and speak English? Don't tell me the duration.
I know about them. I know.
He told me that. So I was really surprised. Okay, this madam not asking for duration. Okay, I don't know, give me some time. So I took 1 month to analyze her. Like what, because she asked me like how long can I take, but it's almost 6 months. I'm really happy with her performance, like, the knowledge what she has acquired. Maybe she may take time to speak, but I'm sure if she gets an opportunity to speak, she will rock the show, because everything is in her mind. She has no blockage of anything, no, and she let go everything of her ego or about shyness, hesitation. She's overcome this. Imagine she's a lady. Okay, she's a mother of 2 kids, and students is nothing. You can just hit the floor and
exactly, yeah.
Right. So, well, Ashley, it was really nice having you here. I think so. With that, I would like to thank all the viewers. I think, yeah, and particularly our special guest Ashley for sharing such an interesting and practical ideas.
Thank you for inviting me. It meant a lot. It was an honor talking to a lot of people.
Okay. Viewers, you can post your questions or queries in the comment box and we'll be glad to answer at the earliest. Meanwhile, would like to inform you that this live show is on every Monday and Thursday at 9:15 on Facebook and YouTube. The link is will be shared below. And please not miss it. Thank you everybody else for listening and watching. We'll be back with another interesting speaker on Monday at 9:15. Until then, stay tuned.